Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tearing apart a short but really potent text called Break Free. It's one of those pieces of writing that's super direct, a little confrontational, and honestly, it's designed to get under your skin. So our job here is to unpack its main arguments, one by one, just to understand the worldview it's pushing. All right, let's get into it.
And right out of the gate, boom, the author wastes absolutely no time. There's no gentle introduction, just this pretty jarring claim. The whole idea is that the life you and I think of as normal, well, it's not really a landscape of free choice. The argument is that it's a carefully built system designed to trap us from the moment we're born.
So for this first part, we're going to examine that core premise, this foundational idea that from day one, we're all born into a pre-existing trap.
Okay, so if life is a trap, you've got to ask, how does it even work? How is it maintained? Well, the text lays out what it calls the tools of control. It says there are basically 4 pillars that work together to keep us all in line. Let's break them down.
First up, we've got school. Now, in the author's view, the main point of our formal education system isn't really to spark creativity or independent thought. It's to teach obedience. It's framed as this initial conditioning phase, one designed to create workers who follow the rules, not people who challenge them.
This second tool, debt. We're talking student loans, mortgages, credit cards, the whole shebang. The argument here is that these aren't just financial tools. They're basically modern-day shackles. They chain you to a job and a lifestyle you might actually hate just to make sure you stay a predictable gear in the big economic machine.
Third, the author points to something they call cheap dopamine. And this is a big one. It covers that endless stream of easy distractions. Social media, binge-watching shows, fast food, all that viral stuff. The text says these things are used like a pacifier, giving us just enough of a pleasure hit to stop us from going after real, hard-won fulfillment.
And the fourth and final tool is what the text calls fake success. This is all about the conventional signs of a good life, getting that promotion, buying the luxury car, having a fancy job title. The author just dismisses these as manufactured goals, designed to keep you running on a hamster wheel, chasing illusions instead of figuring out what success actually means to you.
And this one line, it really just sums up the entire critique, doesn't it? After outlining these tools of control, school, debt, distraction, fake goals, the text says the one thing that was deliberately kept from you was real power. The power to be self-sufficient, to control your own mind, and to actually build your own path.
This brings us to the next major concept in the text, this idea that all this comfort we chase has a hidden cost. The author calls it the great trade-off.
To make this trade-off crystal clear, the author uses this really stark metaphor. A job isn't an opportunity or a career. Nope, it's just a leash. In this worldview, your employment is the main thing that holds you in place and forces you to make this so-called great trade-off.
And this slide lays out the transaction at the heart of it all. It's really simple. On one side, the system promises comfort. You get safety, predictability, a steady stream of those distractions. But, according to the author, the price you pay for all that comfort is your freedom. The freedom to live authentically, to take real risks, and to actually be in the driver's seat of your own life. So after diagnosing the problem and laying out this core trade-off, the author doesn't really give you a gentle 5-step solution. Not at all. Instead, the whole thing ends with a final black or white ultimatum. There is no middle ground offered. It just boils everything down to one massive, life-altering choice.
The first option is this simple command: cut the rope. That's the call to action. The rope is a metaphor for all the tethers we've just been talking about: the job, the debt, the distractions, the fake success. The instruction here is to make a radical, clean break from the entire system.
And what if you don't cut the rope? Well, the alternative is presented with, let's say, brutal honesty, or stay a slave. Using that word, slave, is obviously meant to be provocative. It suggests that choosing comfort and doing nothing isn't a neutral choice. It's an active decision to live in service to this system. At the end of the day, a text like this is really just designed to be a philosophical shock to the system. It presents this aggressive, all-or-nothing worldview to force you to confront its ideas. And so, after we've deconstructed the whole argument, the author kind of leaves the final question with you. Looking at your own life,
What does the rope really represent? Thank you for joining us on The Explainer.